What's up, VIPs? Welcome to Life After Sight Loss TV, the place to help you discover life after sight loss. My name is Derek, and if you are watching this on the replay, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about the things I've been doing on my sabbatical. Today, we're going to talk about some of those changes. We're going to talk about some of the things I've been doing, the updates I've made, and all that other good stuff. So if you're joining me live, well, make sure to go ahead and put something in the chat. Say, hey, what's up? Where are you joining me from? All that sort of, junk that people do in live streams. And I will take just a few minutes here to let people come in. So also take a few minutes to get used to the user interface here. So give me just a second as we jump around here. Let's see. All right. Thank you. Now, VoiceOver, I'm doing this through VoiceOver through my AirPod. If you can see and hear me, okay, awesome. If you can't, I don't know what we're going to do. But so anyway, VoiceOver reads things a little bit weird. So if I mispronounce your name or your channel ID, please just grant me grace and be forgiving. Let's see here. Looks like Hazy Reality, maybe. Says, welcome back. Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Let's see. Oh, my computer is actually talking to me right now because I looked up the link earlier. So if I can, one of my family members just go turn the volume down on my computer, that would be awesome. It's to the right of my thing. Anyway, that's what happens with technology. You win some, you lose some. All right, let's see who else is here. Jordan, hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Hey, Doug. Thank you so much. Glad to be missed. That's always great. My family's having difficulty. The volume thing's on the desk. All right, so they found it. That's good. When you prepare things, you plan things out, you're like, this is going to be great. And then it doesn't work out exactly like you think. But that's all right. No worries. Let's see. Khalid, how you doing? Thank you. Let's see. Let me go down here. Okay. Sorry, it always takes me just a second to kind of, let's see. L McCoy, I think that's what it is. Hello, thank you for joining me. Blind Shooter, hello, welcome. Fran says they can't see me. Okay, let me see here. Give me just a second. Is anybody else not being able to see me? Is it a black screen? Yes, Sabrina says hello, welcome back, all the good stuff. Anybody else noticing a black screen? No video. Okay, let me try something here. All right, that should get it now. Let me know if that gets it. If you can see me now on the live stream, let me know. Let's see here. Okay, now I'm in there. Great. So it's alive. It's alive. All right. So basically, I was trying something, and I'm going to try it again here in just a second. So I got a new iPad Pro 12.9 inch. It's the second, not the brand new one, but second generation. And I'm trying to do split screen to use Evernote for my notes for tonight. And that apparently made the screen go black. So I'm going to try it again and see if it goes black. If it does, I will come back, that sort of thing. So let's see here. There we go. Okay. Give me just a second here. We're going to try this again. If it doesn't work, that's all right. All right. So the question is, can you still see me? If you can, let me know. Okay. let's see here. All right. Pictures frozen. Okay, so I think that's an Evernote issue. All right, so let me see here. Okay, so I should be good now. Thanks everybody for sticking with me. I appreciate it. Let's see here. All right, I'm back. Okay, that's good. All right, so, okay, so that was an issue with splitting the screen. Apparently on a live stream on the iPad on YouTube, you cannot split the screen. So good to know. We're learning new things, right? So that's wonderful. Okay, no worries, no big deal. I do have Evernote on my phone, so I can go through my notes that way. Not a big deal. All right, so I am going to just talk for about, I don't know how long. I'm not going to be on here forever. My kids are starting school tomorrow, so we've got bedtime to do here in just a bit. But in the meantime, I'm going to ramble on for just a bit about what's going on. So for those of you who are watching and you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I took a bit of a sabbatical the last few weeks, and I have been hard at work behind the scenes doing some stuff. I did get some rest, as those of you you'll mention, and I wanted just to cover something because a few people, I think, assume that my whole life was going down the tubes because one of the last videos I released right before the taking a break was talking about, let's be honest, about sight loss, and I talked about how sometimes sight loss sucks and blah, blah, blah. And so I think with the combination of that plus taking the break, I think people assumed I was like spiraling and I needed to quit. That really wasn't the case. I had planned to take this break, and April 1st happened to fall on a Monday, and it just seemed to work out. My birthday was this past Wednesday, so, you know, kind of taking that. So everything actually was okay. Obviously, getting rest is always a good thing, and I don't think we're very good at it as a society in general, but it wasn't because my whole life was falling apart. So I just wanted to cover that and mention that because I think people got that idea. Not that that's a big deal, but I felt like it was important to say because I didn't want people to be like, I don't want people like, oh my gosh, she's dying. This is this is terrible. All right. So, but anyway, I did take a rest. I have been hard at work, and there's some things that are switching a little bit, changing up. Nothing so drastic that you won't recognize anything. Just some updates, and no one major thing, and I'll start off with that. But anyway, first of all, third of all, I don't know where I'm at. Third of all, my family is in the background, so if you do hear them, that's what's going on. I'm a real person. I have a real family. That's how life works. I'm not in a production studio somewhere. So I think that's important, though. We're all just real people trying to live our real lives, right? All right. So let me get my stuff out here. I am going to turn on VoiceOver. All right. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Okay. For those of you who haven't seen my video on Evernote, I use Evernote constantly. I love it. It helps me keep track of my notes and all that other good stuff. I do have an AirPod in right now that's connected to my iPad that helps me hear the comments. So I could use it to go through the notes, but then I wouldn't be able to hear the stuff coming out of the computer, or the iPad. So I'm just going to do it this way. So let's see here. All right, we're going to go to the inbox. Notes for live stream. That's what I want. Okay, so the first thing that I want to cover tonight is the first thing I've made a big change to is the website. If you go to lifeaftersightloss.com right now, you'll notice, if you've been there before, it's completely different. I radically changed it from the ground up. I mean, just completely different. I got a whole new theme. I've got new pages. Everything is drastically different. And I wanted to do that because, one, I like change, and I'm a weirdo, and I want to change things all the time. But two, I just wanted a more modern feel to the website. If you go there on a desktop, or I think just on the desktop, there is a stream of like video clips that are playing in the background. There's no audio on that video at this point. It's just me sort of random clips from my YouTube channel. If you go there on a mobile device, iPad, iPhone, something like that, it'll just be a picture with text over the top. So, but the rest of the pages have a pretty much similar pattern. There's a picture with text over the top. I have done my best to make it as accessible as possible with screen readers. I worked with the people behind the theme and tried to make sure all the buttons were labeled correctly, all the images had alt text, all that sort of thing. There is one major thing I still haven't fixed. On the mobile device, if you go to the top right where the menu button, it's like 3 lines it looks like. If you tap on that, I know with VoiceOver, it says A, like the letter A. I don't know why it says A. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't look like an A. I don't know. It should say menu, but it doesn't. So if you double tap that or tap that or whatever, it does bring down the menu and the screen reader reads it fine, you know, home, about, things like that. But for some reason that button still says A. So you will be, you know, fully warned that it doesn't say menu. But the rest of the site, I think, fingers crossed, is very accessible. There is one area that might have some accessibility issues, and I'll get to that here in just a second. But other than that, I think it's pretty accessible. I've put alt text on all the images and all that sort of thing. So the website's completely different. All of the stuff is still there. All of the content, all the podcasts, videos, everything's still there. But moving forward, you'll notice that posts will look a little different. You know, just the shape of the website looks a little different. I'm advertising things a little differently, just a little different. A little change I wanted to do. Took about a week and just solidly, you know, zoned in on that. My wife was like, "Are you ever going to be done with this?" And I was like, "I sure hope so." But it is up now. It's live right now. And I just want to say thank you to any of you who gave me some testimonials. I've shared those on the home page at the bottom, and you can find those there. And it was just, it's a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff because it helps me to, I don't know, work my design brain just a little bit. Let's see here. I'm going through the comments. Lava says it's also called the burger button. Yeah, it's the 3 lines. It's the, you know, burger, hamburger, that sort of thing, where it's, you know, looks like 2 buns and something in the middle. Yes, it is called that. I'm not sure why it's called A on my website, but apparently it is. So that's the first big thing, is the website. I completely overhauled it. Go check it out, lifeaftersightloss.com. And again, all the links you hear on my podcast, when I say show notes or anything like that, sometimes I'll say lifeaftersightloss.com/YouTube. That still works. All that's still there. Just a fresh coat of paint, a new facelift, you know, that sort of thing. All right. Let's see here. Why did you close out Evernote, you piece of junk? Let's see here. All right. Oh, also on the website, this is why I have notes. Also on the website, if you go to the About page, there is a new video there where I'm talking about, it's kind of like I'm being interviewed by somebody, even though secretly, and you'll know I was not. I was just facing away like to the side of the camera, and so I made that new video. So there's a couple new videos on the website that you can check out. Let's see. So like I said, same content, just a new look. Secondly, the second update or thing I didn't change necessarily, but I really started pushing to the forefront now, is coaching. People have contacted me about this before, and if you go to the website, or you can go straight to lifeaftersightloss.com/coaching, you'll notice that I now am, I think I always was, but I'm now pushing it, that I'm offering coaching. You could call it transitional coaching. You could call it sight loss coaching. I think on my stuff now, my name tag says sight loss coach. That's not really a thing. That's a thing I made up. It's not a, you know, official title or anything. Basically, it's a transition coach. It's somebody to help you with, you know, if you've got questions about technology, relationships, emotional support, advice, life advice, all that stuff we talk about on the channel, just in a more personal one-on-one way. Now, coaching is one of the things I haven't pushed very much because, and I'm just being very transparent with all of you guys. If you're watching this, you've watched my videos, most likely you've seen and know what I am all about. So I'm just being super transparent and letting you know that coaching isn't something I've pushed a lot because it costs money. I'm not here to make $1 million and be, you know, living in a huge house or anything, but I love doing this kind of stuff, and it just takes money to do. So I'm hoping to give out plenty of promo codes and discount codes and things like that for people. Other organizations have contacted me for grants so that I can give out free coaching to people, and I'm hoping to do that more with people. But again, it's one of those things I haven't pushed a whole lot because of the financial issue. I know there's a high unemployment rate for people with sight loss. I know that when people lose their sight, sometimes they lose their job, and it's like, you want me to give you money, and that's a whole issue. But I am pushing that. You'll find that on my homepage. There's a coaching page with a new video there explaining coaching, and there is a sign up form on the coaching page where you can sign up for a coaching session. Now, that's the other area where it might have accessibility issues because that is from a third party, and I'm just putting that with some code into that. I don't know what it means. I just know I'm copying and pasting something, so I can't control that too much. So if you visit coaching, you want to fill that out, and you're having accessibility issues, just send me an email, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at lifeaftersightloss.com. I'll help you out because I want to make sure that's as accessible as possible. But coaching is one of those things where we basically would meet either via like a phone conference or video chat, and I have a way to do that that is secure, so we can do that. And it's like an hour-long session. I like to chat, as you well know, and so it might go a little longer, but the price won't change based on how long we talk because it's not fair to charge you more just because I'm getting chatty. So anyway, that is on there, so if you want to check that out, you can do that. That's the next big thing I'll probably be talking about, and I'll try not to bombard people with it. You might hear it in maybe a podcast promo, something like that, but that is on the website now in a more forefront kind of way. So if you see that, that's what that's all about. Let's see here. I'm going to go up and see a few more of those comments real quick. See if I've got any more here. There's Live Accessible, Carrie. How you doing, Carrie? Glad to have you here. Let's see. And then we've got, it sounds like Hagel Productions. Forgive me if that's not right. It says, hey. Well, hey. Carrie says, I'll add that to my website. Awesome. Okay. Great. Now let's go on to the next thing here. Why does Evernote keep closing? I don't know what it's doing. Let's see. Okay. So that's basically the stuff on the website. If you have any questions, always contact me. Let me know. I'll be happy to help you out, as Sam would say. Okay. So then the next thing is the YouTube channel. Just a couple little quick things here, nothing major. First, you're going to start seeing a new intro and outro on my videos. The intro and outro will have this little quippy music. It's like bump, bump, dump. It's something real, like 7 seconds, not that big a deal. But the intro is going to have video clips of different things from my YouTube channel. Now, I will say this, for visually impaired people, it might move a little fast. It moves a little too fast for me, but I wanted something quick. I didn't want this 30-second long intro, and I wanted something that showcased the personality stuff of the channel. And so you'll note like a clip of me walking, a clip of me and my wife, a clip of me holding something up, a clip of me cutting on a cutting board, just random clips like that. So it's just that, and it cuts straight to the video. It's like literally, I don't know, 3 to 4 seconds, real quick. And then the outro has the same kind of music and a white background with the subscribe and the 2 things like that. Not a big deal, but you'll notice it. I'm trying to get a little more consistent branding going on to the channel, and that's what I want to do. Speaking of branding, you'll notice, if you can see it all, I have a new cover image on my social media and YouTube. It basically has the letters LASL and then lifeaftersightloss.com coming out from like a blue circle or whatever. And that's really about it. I'm trying to brand kind of LASL. You'll notice that on top of my website as well. Trying to brand that LASL kind of branding, if you will. Kind of, it was hard for me to come up with a logo. I'm like, I'm just going with letters, keeping it simple. So that's the first thing, intro and outro. And then I'm going to have a new posting schedule. So I notice, or I know a lot of you got used to Mondays and Thursdays. I'm now going to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And there's a specific reason for that, which I'm going to get into here in just a second. But I'm going to have 3 videos a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have all that great, that 4 new videos each week. And so yeah, that's pretty much all that there is there with the posting schedule. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The YouTube channel going to remain basically the same. I might have a new little tagline as I come in and out and that sort of thing. But again, Same content, same basic premise, all that sort of thing. All right. Let's see. Let's go on to the next thing here. Podcast. Okay, so the next thing is the podcast. I've been hit and miss with that in the last probably 4 to 6 months, but I really wanted to bring that to the forefront and do that as consistently as possible. I just got a couple of podcast reviews on iTunes, and it was so kind and so wonderful and really just made my head be like, oh, this is great. But anyway, I wanted to do something a little bit different with the podcast. Keep the same content and idea, just change up the format a little bit and make it a little more sustainable and easier for me. Now, I actually made it a little harder on myself, and you'll hear why here in just a second. But I think I'm going to enjoy it, and I really think you will as well. So the first thing that will change about the podcast is I will now have a brand new co-host. It's been a solo podcast this whole time, but now I'm going to have a co-host, and that will be my lovely wife, April. She and I are going to do the podcast together, and I'll be the resident VIP. She'll be the resident sighted supporter. And the reason I decided to do that is a couple. One, I really like talking to people and engaging in conversation, and I sort of come alive in that. And two, my wife brings a totally different perspective that I think I really want to bring to the forefront as much as I can. I noticed the other day that the phrase sighted supporter, which I'm sure I'm not the first one to say that, but I've been saying that a lot on the channel and such, and we even have it in conversation and vernacular, like, oh, are they the VIP? Are they the sighted supporter? You know, that sort of thing. And just that idea of being a sighted supporter, I want to try to talk about as much as possible because, as I said before, VIPs, people losing their sight, get all the attention, and the sighted supporter doesn't exactly know what to do, but their life is changing as well. So we'll have that on there, and we'll talk about lots of different topics. I've got a podcast coming out this week all about flying and airport travel, which, by the way, if you watch Sam's channel, he just talked about flying and airport travel. So I was like, Sam, I recorded this way before I saw your video, I promise. It was like, oh, it's just, great minds think alike. But anyway, got that coming out. Next couple of weeks, we're going to do one on what it's like, what the sighted supporter goes through whenever sight loss comes on. So we're going to talk about that. And so I'm really looking forward to that. My wife brings such a unique perspective that I don't have, and I think a voice that needs to be heard. So she'll be joining me every week or most weeks on the podcast. Now, the other big thing with the podcast is it will now be available not only in audio, but also in video. And not just a picture of the cover art with the audio on there. No. We're going to video the podcast. We're going to video us talking and sharing, and then we'll take the audio from that and put that into the audio feed as well. The one coming out this week will be one shot. We're going to change it up a little bit for the next one we're recording. We're always kind of just shifting that, making sure it's as good as we can. But that will be the Wednesday video. So the Monday, Friday video will be the same kind of thing I've always done. And then the Wednesday video will be the video version of the podcast. And if you go to the show notes at the website, whatever it might be, for example, like episode 76 is this week. So at lifeaftersightloss.com/076, which by the way is not up yet because it hasn't released. But if you go to that, after the fact, you'll get the audio player and the video. The YouTube will be embedded there as well. So you can check that out. So I'm really excited to have the video up also, so I can not only have another video every week, but I can have that sort of personal touch to it. So I've made it a little bit harder on myself editing another video every week plus the audio of the podcast, but I think that will be really exciting to have because that way whenever you want to listen to the podcast, you can check it out on your phone, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all that stuff. But if you're on YouTube and you didn't even know I had a podcast, then it's like, oh, wow, you got this podcast. And we're still keeping it relatively short, definitely under a half an hour, mostly because my camera only records up to half an hour at a time, and I don't want to be dealing with multiple recordings and such. So still be pretty short, but those YouTube videos will be longer. So keep that in mind. Let's jump back into the comments, see if I've got anything here. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm going to the top here. Okay, so we've got... Jordan asks if I'm still getting a guide dog. Yes, I am. I am headed out July the 14th, I think it is. Heading out to Oregon, I'm going to GDB, which is Guide Dogs for the Blind. So I'll be talking more about that on the channel as the time gets closer. Not only the dog itself, but packing and preparing and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I am definitely still getting that. So more information as it comes available. Let's see. Carrie from Live Accessible says, that sounds exciting. I am excited. Doug says, very cool. Thank you, Doug. Let's see. Snow Pony says, the podcast sounds great. Have checked that out. Definitely check it out. If you want to check it out, you can go to lifeaftersightloss.com/podcast. You can go there right now. And on that page, there is a player with every episode you can listen to. Then under that player, you can go to a thing that says click here. It says if you want to hear all the episodes, click here. And that will take you to more of like a blog kind of feed where you can find the episodes. And that will just include show notes and such. So, but yeah, you can go check that out for sure. Let's see. Lava, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, says, it's good I can get it on YouTube. They don't use podcasting software. And I tell you what, that's one of the reasons I did it, is because I figured YouTube is one of my main channels, branches, you know, things like that. And I wanted to have it as many places as possible. Some people love the audio. They want to have it in their ear, doing the dishes, going on a walk, whatever. That's what I really like. Some people are YouTubers only, or majority of the time. And so it's like, oh, I want to be able to watch this. And I was like, let's do it. So yeah, definitely that's one of the reasons I did it. Let's see here. Doug says, talking to Snow Pony, he says, I've listened to all the podcasts and Derek is awesome. I swear that's what he said. I didn't make that up. Thank you so much, Doug. I really, really appreciate that. I got some, like I said, I got some really nice comments, iTunes reviews. And so if you do listen to the podcast, especially on iTunes, and you want to leave a rating or review, that'd be great. You definitely don't have to, but man, thank you, Doug, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Fran says, looking forward to the new podcast. Me too. Very excited. And as we get along, give us some grace for the first few episodes, because my wife and I are getting used to the rhythm, because I want her to be included. So I don't want to do all the talking and then she's just like, yeah, I think so too. I don't want it to be like that. So I'm giving her things to do, like talk about the show notes and, you know, read this thing or whatever. So give us a little grace for the first few episodes as we find our rhythm, and eventually we'll get there, and it'll be great. So yeah, just give us a little grace. All right, let's see. All right, so let me jump here. Hold on just a second. Sorry. Visual impairment is here. Hi from Florida. Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, let me check where I'm at time-wise. Oh, I'm wearing a watch. All right, we're doing good. Doing good. Okay, let's see. Okay. And then just a few other things, and if you guys have any comments or questions, I'll take those here at the end. Just a few last things. I am possibly looking at some merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, things like that. That is on sort of my radar right now, and I don't have any major things to tell you about it. I'm just looking at it right now. So you would be able to purchase t-shirts, mugs, and that sort of thing. Sam does something through Amazon. Mine might be a little different, but a similar idea. By the way, if you haven't picked anything up from Sam, definitely go buy a t-shirt from him. He's got a lot of great ones out there. One about, like, I don't use the force, like, or something like that, you know, being visually impaired. One's I can see, but I can't. Hashtag it's complicated. Just a lot of great ones. So go check out his stuff as well. But yeah, I'm looking into merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, things like that. I am, for those of you who remember, I am technically still on the job hunt. So I say that only because I talked about it in a video before, and I wanted to just let you guys know that I'm still technically on the job hunt. Voc Rehab moves at a snail's pace, and that's just how it goes sometimes. I have had a couple of meetings with an employment counselor, and she's great. She seems to be like fiery and ready to go, so I'm like, let's do it. So I don't know how that will affect the channel and the website and everything. I'm hoping that it doesn't. I'm hoping that I can get a job where I can use this in the job. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see. But I'll keep you guys posted on that as it goes along. Let's see. Okay. And then also, I wanted just to let you guys know that with changes and things like that, my goal remains the same on the channel, on the podcast, on the website. My goal is to help people discover life after sight loss. Life is awesome. It really is. Yes, sight loss, as I've said in one of my previous videos recently, sight loss does suck, but life is great, and life is great at the same time sometimes, and which is probably why people thought I was, taking a break because I was falling apart. But, life is really good, and sight loss is hard, but I want people to know that life can be amazing. And so my goal remains the same. Doesn't matter if I update something or get a new website or update the podcast or blah, 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 whatever else. My goal is always the same. It's to help people. It's to encourage people. It's to entertain people, make you laugh, make you smile, teach you something, help you learn, whatever the case is. That's always my goal. It has not changed, and it will not change. Doesn't matter whether I'm making money or not making money. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. My goal remains the same, and I want to help people. And finally, and I know that a lot of people say this on videos and podcasts and content in general on the internet, but I got to say this, and this doesn't even seem like it covers it, but it's the only words I have in English. I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all of you. First of all, you're watching this live stream, so you're sticking with me. To see all of the welcome backs at the start of this live stream, all the encouragement people gave me, all of the, hey, we're so happy that you're taking a break, but we definitely want you to come back. People even commenting like, hope this isn't an April Fool's joke since it's the first. It's not. It's definitely content coming out tomorrow. But just so much support. And I don't have a huge channel. I don't have a huge podcast listener base. It's not some big number. But I always tell people it's not about the numbers, sort of the social proof numbers. It's about the people that I'm helping and the people who are supportive. Whether that's 15, 20, 2,000, 50 million, it doesn't matter. To me, I'm helping real people. You guys are real people. You're watching this, you're listening, you're engaging, and I've been helpful to you, and you guys are helpful to me. I learn things from you guys, you learn things from me. We're building community. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of this. When I started this just over 2 years ago, I posted some other videos before that, but when I really ramped up 2 years ago, I never really thought it was going to be like this. I didn't think it was going to be something I was going to do, not necessarily full time, but so often, and have all these people be like, you've been so helpful, and yet I didn't think about it that way. And now, when I've come to this place now, it's so great. So again, I don't have any better words to say than thank you, but that's what English allows. And so I really, really appreciate all your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I think that's probably all of the stuff I wanted to say tonight. There wasn't a whole lot. I just wanted to kind of give a ramp up, to things as things start. Do check out the website. Make sure to watch this week for the videos coming out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for the podcast episode that'll be out on Wednesday. I still have it coming out at 5 a.m., so you get it whenever you wake up. I don't know. I just like that podcast. I like, picking up my phone in the mornings and be like, oh, it was a podcast. That excites me. But anyway, so that'll be there. If you're not following me on social media, you can do that. Links to all that stuff is on my website. I am going to try to do some more posting on social media. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I feel like, I don't know. I just want to connect as much as I can. And let me say this, if you guys have questions, comments, thoughts, you want to say, hey, whatever, let me know. I love hearing from people. I know everybody says that, like, oh, let us know. I love hearing from people, and I try to answer every message, email, comment. I try to answer, maybe not every comment on every YouTube video, but I try to respond as much as I can. So my email address, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, @lifeaftersightloss.com. You can let me know what's going on in your life, share your story, share your thoughts. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. I just love hearing from people. I love connecting with people. Let me see. Oh, speaking of contact, I did want to share that. That wasn't in my notes. But on my contact page, there are two sort of extra boxes you can click. One says, would you like to interview me for a podcast or article? You can click that and fill out a form. And one says, would you like me to speak at your next event? And you can fill out that form as well. So if you have an event coming up and you would like a speaker, then you can fill out that form. If you know of somebody who's looking for a podcast interview, an article, something like that, you can fill out that form as well. Now, that may not be for you, and that's okay if it's not, but it's on there if you wanted to share it with somebody else. Let me jump back into the comments here and see what's going on. Let's see where I'm at. Let's see. Going up. I got to go up here just a second. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I got a question here. Is podcasting challenging for VIPs? This is from, I think it says Hackle Productions, something, maybe with an H. I'm not sure. Is it challenging for VIPs? Yes and no. There are quite a few visually impaired blind podcasters. You just have to get the right stuff. So, for example, I use something called Adobe Audition, but it is not accessible with screen readers. I do have some limited vision, so I am able to zoom in and use it. But there's a program out there called Audacity, which you can get for the Mac or for Windows, and it's totally free. It's an audio recording program. So you just record yourself, you edit it as you need to. There's a few other steps that go along with it, but honestly, it's really not that bad. Like I said, there are quite a few blind and visually impaired podcasters out there. There's a bit of a learning curve. Like, you don't just put a podcast episode onto iTunes. You got to go through another thing. But as far as doing it, I do it each and every, well, I'm going to do it each and every week. And yeah, once you kind of get the learning curve, once you straighten out that learning curve, it's not too bad. Let's see here. Jordan says he's going in for a volunteer, sort of interview for a volunteer position to get some job experience. That's fantastic, Jordan. Way to go. We wish you the best. Let us know how it goes. Send me a message and just let me know how things are going, because that will be great for you. Oh, wow. Lava says, will I be live streaming in the morning? So people can say it's really, I guess it's early in the morning maybe. It's 2:30 in the morning there. Sometimes it's hard to live stream because you're like, how do I hit everybody in the world? Which is fascinating to me still after all this time. Growing up as a kid in the 90s, you think, oh, this is going to be great. Watching Back to the Future and them talking or whatever. Anyway, I don't know when I'll be live streaming again. I don't know how I'll do that. I don't have any set plans to do it on a regular basis. I've thought about it, but it's just one of those things I haven't set quite yet. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll live stream in the morning next time. We'll see. I mean, I'm definitely open to challenging or to trying something new. Fran says, will I be able to get merchandise since they live in Ireland? That's a great question and such a good point. My hope is, hopefully, I know that that is one of those hurdles. And so, yeah, that's the consideration I'm also taking in, not only to get the merchandise, but then get it international. So I'm working on that. If it's anything, it'll start in the U.S., maybe U.S., Canada, that sort of thing, and then branch out. Again, thank you for bringing that up, though, because it's one of those things I want to make sure we're always considering people around the world, because it's a worldwide thing. I'm Derek Worldwide. This is great. So, yeah, definitely. Thanks for bringing that up. I'll make sure to put that down so I will remember to keep looking into that. Let's see here. I love this. People are saying good luck to Jordan in the comments. Okay, I'm listening to something. So I've got a person here named Mac or Matt. Voiceover is weird. Just found my channel, being diagnosed with glaucoma, trying to learn until for the day his vision kind of becomes useless, he says. That's great. I think that's such a good thing. Most people never even, no pun intended, never see it coming, and they're just totally unprepared. So being prepared ahead of time, that's such a great thing. But thanks for joining us here on the live stream and for checking out the channel. So glad you found it. Let's see here. Going down here. In the Netherlands, it's now, Sabrina says, Netherlands, it's 2:30 in the morning. Hey, thank you for staying up. I really appreciate that. And if you're staying up for me, wow, if you're staying up because you got other stuff going on and you happen to see me, awesome. But if you stayed up just to watch me, even more flattering. Probably not. We're probably up anyway. But go to bed. Get some rest. Let's see here. Oh, awesome. Visual impairment says I'm one of the people to help inspire them to start their own channel. Awesome. That's so great. Man, I love the idea of being part of something, you know, part of the community of YouTube or, you know, online stuff or whatever. Let's see here. Just going down. And Lava's in Denmark. Isn't this amazing? Talking to people around the world. Oh, I'm still so flabbergasted by it. It's amazing. Listening. Snow Pony says, just found my channel along with Sam and Carrie's. Really appreciate it. So glad you found us. We're happy to be here, happy to help. That's wonderful. That's awesome. Let's see here. Hey, Vincent. Glad you're here. Glad you could join us. Vincent has his own channel, his Visually Impaired Life. So glad you're here. Let's see here. That's just, I think it's Sabrina says, yeah, it says, what is morning? Meaning like if I live stream in the morning, well, that's not somebody else's morning technically. So I don't know what the happy balance is. Maybe noon, maybe that. So it's not 2:30 in the morning there. Maybe that's the happy balance. Let's see. Doug says, let me know when you live stream and I'll try to be there. That's all we can do. Maybe I'll try different times and we'll go for the best. Let's see here. Going down. Okay. And I think Lava says, my mornings would be your dinner time. So, you know, better, not 2:30 in the morning, right? Let's see here. Vincent says that, of course, I've been missing for the last few weeks, so he's been listening to the podcast just to get a little more Derek in his day. I find that wonderful. I mean, who wouldn't want a little more Derek in their day, right? Maybe I should start, no, this is a joke, but I start a daily thing where it's like, a little Derek for your day. That's terrible. My wife is probably rolling her eyes if she can hear me right now. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Let me check the time. All right. I've just about 5 or 10 more minutes here that I'll stay on the live stream with you guys. I love talking to all of you. It's amazing that people would connect with me. You know, people would decide to tune in. They see the live stream and they're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. That's amazing. So let me see. So this week I have, just as a teaser, I've got a video coming out where I'm revisiting the AirPods. I'm talking about the AirPods again, and I've had them for over a year. Are they still good? Are they not good? Are they worth having? That sort of thing. Apple just released AirPods 2, and so what about the AirPods 1? What are they like? And then we're also talking about, I mentioned flying and airport travel in the podcast this week, and something else, another video. What's it about? Something, I don't remember. It's on the channel. It's coming out Friday. I genuinely cannot remember what it's about right now. Wow, it must have been super impactful, right? I don't know. Maybe it'll pop in my brain here in just a minute. Anyway, that's coming out this week. So check out all that stuff. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, obviously. But you're probably subscribed if you're watching the live stream. I assume you got a notification about it in your notifications. So, you know, you can check that out. Let's see here. Let me go up here. Oh, Fran says, what about Derek's thought for the day? Oh my gosh, Fran, you're giving me ideas. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I don't know how I would do that. Would I do that in a video form, audio form, written form? Maybe should that be a Twitter, Facebook thing? I don't know. That's a good idea. Now you're giving me more work. Thanks. I've always liked that idea though. So yeah, how should I do that? Gardone says hello and welcome back. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. And if you're just joining me on the live stream, make sure to check out the replay of this video so you can check out all of the stuff I talked about with the website and the updates to the podcast and the videos and all that sort of thing. Check it all out because that way you'll know what's coming up this week and in the future. Let's see. Doug says, friend, I like that. You guys are giving me more work. I can't believe this. I love it. Yeah, let me know how I should do that. What's Derek's thought of the day? How should that be promoted? Should that be a social media thing? Should that be more content? I mean, it's got to be something simple or else I can't put out a daily thing, but I'd be happy to do something like that. I like daily stuff. I think it's, I don't know why, I like that idea. There are a few daily podcasts out there, and it's just, obviously they're shorter. They can be shorter because they don't need to be, 30 minutes every week. They can be, 2 minutes, and it's like bing, bang, boom. But I don't want to bombard people either. So what do you guys think? Let's see. Doug says I'm still a tease. Oh, Doug, that's funny. All right, Max says he's already noticed some issues with his vision, walking into things, stuff like that, but he's happy he has the time to prepare. That's so true, and I would encourage you, and look, I'm not the biggest proponent of the white cane. I mean, I've talked about it on the channel at least twice I can remember off the top of my head, and I don't love the cane. That's one of the reasons I like the dog better than the cane. That's just my own personal preference. I mean, you can watch my video I did recently called Big Announcement where I talk more about that, but I think it's important that you prepare as much as possible. So if you can get a white cane and start, which some people call cane training, some people call orientation mobility training, O&M, get that kind of stuff now and start closing your eyes if you can because it's just so helpful. Plus for identification purposes as well. So I would encourage you, if you're already noticing those kinds of things, walking into stuff, maybe tripping, not noticing something, get as much help as you can because they're all just tools to help us live our lives to the fullest after sight loss. Let's see. Fran says Twitter would be perfect to have Derek's thought of the day, and maybe that's a good, I can even pre-plan that sort of thing. Let's see. Thought of the day on Instagram, that's definitely possible. I wonder if I can, I'm thinking out loud with you guys. I wonder if I can, put in an image with something that goes along with the thought of the day. I don't know. That's a good thought, guys. You're give me more work. I love it. Let's see. Lava says, do people with sight loss like to be up in the night, or is it just me? I think it's a personal thing, but when I lost my sight, there was a period there early on within the first 2-3 years where I was really up at night and not during the day. Some of it was depression, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I was in college at the time, and I would stay up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning and then sleep all day, which is hard to go to class when you're sleeping all day. It's a whole other thing. But yeah, I like the night because I didn't have to face the day. Now, for some, like you, maybe staying up in the night is something that they enjoy. And I'm much more of a night owl than a morning person, but I think that's just a personal preference. And maybe sight loss creates one of those things where it's like, I'd rather be up in the dark than the light. But yeah, that's a good point. Good question. Let's see here. So, and so Vincent says daily thought of the day as a notification kind of question. I assume you mean, Vincent, like in the feed on YouTube, like what's it called? The community tab. I assume you mean that. If you don't, or if you do or don't, let me know. That's another good place. Could I do this in all those places, or does it have to be unique? Like, oh, I've got to follow in on Instagram so I get the thought of the day, or can it go everywhere? Just we're working it out together. Instagram or Facebook, somebody says. Let's see here. I love this, guys. This is great. Jordan says the white cane is your friend. Yes, and it really is. It can be so helpful. It's just a tool. It's a tool to help you be more confident, to be more independent, and it doesn't define you. It's just a cane. It's not a stick. Some people call it a stick. That's my own personal issue, but it's a cane. Anyway, I won't get rambling on with that. Doug says mailing list. You know what, Doug? I don't know if you belong to it or not. I do have a mailing list, and I suck at mailing lists. And I'll tell you why. Because it is so on the back burner. Making videos, making podcasts, that's so much more important that I don't ever do anything with the mailing list. And I didn't know if people wanted to get emails, or maybe I'll go back and revisit that. Maybe I will. Maybe daily thought of the day or something like that. Maybe that'll fit in there. Nah, it's good point. Yeah, Carrie asked the same thing. Do I have an email list, newsletter? I do, technically, but it's been so hit and miss over the last 2 years that it's like, ugh. And I started because entrepreneur online people said you should have one, so I did, but I never really used it. I much rather communicate through video or audio anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and revisit that. Let's see here. Going back here. Yes, Vincent says, still have some peripheral vision, but if you use the white cane, definitely get hurt a lot less. Absolutely. Curbs and stairs and drops and all that sort of thing. Definitely helpful. Let's see here. Going down here. Let's see. Doug says I'm old, so mailing list is my speed. Well, maybe it's something where, because I know on the mailing list sometimes you can click to share it with Twitter or share it with Facebook. So maybe it's something to do, together. We'll see. I am not on LinkedIn, Carrie. No, I'm not on LinkedIn. That's not true. I might be on LinkedIn, but I don't ever use it. So I don't promote it at all. No, I'm not on LinkedIn. I don't even know really much about it. So I was just like, the top 3 were too much for me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let's see. And Vincent says yes. Okay. So in the comments or in the community tab. All right. Makes sense. Let's check the time here. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to have to wrap it up here. Got some bedtime coming up. But not only have you guys joined me, but you've given me more work to do. So thank you so much for that. Oh, it's been a lot of fun on this live stream. I love connecting with all of you guys. It's so much fun. So awesome to hear from you guys from around the world. Oh, represent everybody wherever you may be. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, just a quick recap. The website's completely updated. Go ahead and visit that. If you have any accessibility issues on the website, let me know. And I'm always working to make them better. Fix it, work on it, that sort of thing. So visit the website. Of course, I mentioned the coaching page, so if you want to check that out. And if you want to know more information and you have questions before you schedule a session, hit me up. Send me the email. I'll be happy to answer your questions. I try to respond as much as I can. The YouTube channel, getting a little bit of fresh coat of paint. The podcast, got my brand new co-host, my beautiful wife, April. And now it will be available every Wednesday in audio and video format for you guys to check out. So check that out. And like I said, give us some grace as we do these first few episodes together. Other than that, I'm still working on the merchandise, and hopefully it will be international, as we talked about tonight. And I think it's just going to be a great time in the upcoming future of life after sight loss. And like I said, in July, I'm going to get that guide dog, so keep your eyes peeled for more information about that, and I'll let you know as I know more information. So I think that about wraps it up. Hopefully you guys have had a good time tonight. Hopefully you guys have had a good time joining me on the live stream, talking, sharing, all that sort of thing. I really appreciate you joining me. I really do. Doug says he's here to help. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Snow Pony, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have a good night. Hopefully all of you have a good night or a good morning, depending on where you are. Let's see here. I'm going to go down to where I got to find this place to finish the live stream. We could be on here all night together if I don't find it. That would be awesome. I'm sure. There it is. Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate it. Wherever you may be tonight, thank you for joining me. And always remember this. Sight loss isn't the end. It's just the beginning. My name is Derek from lifeaftersightloss.com. I thank you for joining me,